visit to dead Moscow, the phantom of the past, is over. Pavel and I helped each other out again, and are returning down to the metro as real partners now. You can't survive the wastelands any other way. But now ahead of us lies a populated station.
Okay, come on in. Sorry about that. Dangerous times, right?
We're going up soon. Are there many watchmen around?
We were lucky to get here. Okay, there's a nest in the building by direct plane.
Such a bad day.
Oh, you want a nightmare? Oh, it's waiting for you up there.
No sense going with just 3 men. To clear a nest, we need a couple squads at least.
So what now? You're not going?
We gotta go first.
We're waiting for the guy.
Artyomich, so, if it's culture you want, the Bolshoi is up there above us. All the actors who survived are here. Oh, people come from all over the metro to see the shows they put on.
And now we're freaks?
This happens all
They're
the time.
actors? Want to see a show? Cute. We're gonna make you a star.
So, that's our plan. The station next to this one is Revolution Square. One of ours. Red. And Revolution is spitting distance to Polis. So, I, as a good communist, which I am, will vouch for you. They'll have to let you through, and you'll be home in no time. What do you think?
Are you the one they just told us about?
Yes, we are.
Great. Come in then.
So, my Spartan friend, have a look around.
Boss
There's
is busy
plenty
now.
to
Wait
see
here, please.
Huh? I'll talk to my people and find you.
Welcome. Have a good rest.
But you do understand that we can't wait here forever.
Look, I don't make the rules, okay?
I want to read my journal. I haven't done that in a while. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't read this yet, so. Yeah. I think I did read this one. I missed one. Yep, I read that. Basically, the Metro never knew any lasting peace. The United Administration lasted for just a few years. It all fell apart by itself when it became obvious that the world was no more, that the rumors of the president and government surviving and escaping somewhere behind the Urals were just that, rumors, and that Russia was no longer rising from the ashes. After that, it was every man for himself. The stations turned into city-states, and yesterday's neighbors turned into bitter enemies. Survival in the Metro meant struggle for food, air, every square inch of habitable ground. Hardly a quarter survives today of these 200,000 who found their salvation from Judgment Day in the Metro. Hansa, the Red Line, and the Reich have grown so large because they were stronger than the others and fought with more determination. But not once throughout these 20 years of bloodshed has the fighting enveloped the whole of the Metro. What if our tiny underground world is facing a new, final world war? Torchlight. The tunnels and stations of the Metro are but a part of the subterranean construction projects carried out in the long ages of Moscow's history. The Dukes would build secret passages and hideouts. The Tsars would construct catacombs and reliquaries. Not sure what that is. And even then, centuries ago, they would routinely stumble upon even older passages created in times immemorial, and perhaps not even by humans. Caves, underground riverbeds. Nobody really knows what's there around the Metro stations, above them or below them. There are no maps, for the cartographers never came back from their expeditions. And those strange, nightmarish creatures inhabiting the catacombs, were they really born of radiation? Could they have always lived there? Perhaps they would just avoid men before. But now, feeling that our end is near, that we're no longer the masters of the earth, they got braver and now approach us closer and closer to finally jump us and feed on us while we're still warm. Yeah. Pavel was captured in the vicinity of the gardens just like Meander. What could he have been doing out there? What the hell were all of them doing out there? I think I'll hit him with that question later. Right now we just need to stay alive and break out of the Reich borders. Since the day we ended up in the metro, I have gone up to the surface only a few times. The background radiation is too high there, so frequent ventures out translate into grave illnesses to those brave enough to attempt them. One has to stay constantly alert on the surface. The pollution tends to be uneven. There are hot spots which could dole out a lethal dose of radiation in a matter of minutes. Don't tell me I'm not streaming. I know I'm streaming. You can't lie to me, Twitch. Yep. Well, some places could actually be habitable. Sorry. If not for the monsters and unbearable gloominess. The eye can't discern between a safe place and a hot spot. You have to use a Geiger counter. You can't go out to the surface without a gas mask either. We used to own the Earth today, although I still remember that summer day in the gardens with my mom. I almost can't believe it actually happened. I can't believe I used to live in one of those tall houses and could look up at the sky every day. It's as if Metro was always my home, but I still miss that world we lost. The Red Line is one of the biggest and strongest states in the Metro, occupying almost the whole line, but for as long as I can remember, the Reds always used to preach that their goal was the installation of communism throughout the whole of the Metro, the restoration of a destroyed state that used to be based on the ideals of equality and justice. The problem is the independent stations keep their distance from the Red Line as best as they can, which means they can't restore the Red State without strife. Yes, the Reds are no angels, but what the Nazis are doing is regular horror, and I am happy to have an ally like Pavel, even if he's a Red.
Who does that? Did
Cool.
Rider accept us and send us on our way?
The higher ups decide. We sent a message. Now you must say.
What kind of message?
How you doing, ugly? You are one ugly bastard.
The right kind of message. To the Red Line. Do you understand what I mean?
So that's who's in charge.
Yes, exactly. And it's in your best interest.
I told you he's busy. You'll have to wait.
Better talk it right.
What am I waiting for?
They keep raising the standards. Last time it was our neighbors. This time
Okay. Pavel needs some time to set everything up. The citizens of the other stations need a permit to enter the Red Line. The state in permanent preparation for war readily sees a spy in any outsider. So I have some time to look around the theater. This station is a real legend of the Metro, not unlike Polis. The difference between that, while Polis gathered most of the surviving scientists, the theater is considered to be the cultural capital of the Metro. Weird. This place is kind of cool, but pretty creepy. Big Fallout vibe from this game, obviously. Natural comparisons there. Hey, piggers. Hey, oinkers, what's up?
Bullets to the last surviving theatrical critic. Bullets for mercy on your souls.
Not giving you shit.
I disgust myself. Really shit. Drinks. Party lights. And all around us, radiation, death, decay, and endless war. Wow.
That is a really appetizing.
That looks alright.
Is it something you
Sure.
When did you come over? When? Why didn't you come over at once? Keep your head up straight, or you get smacked in the head.
But really, there's
Why? What happened?
Vitya didn't make it.
How?
They were heading back. A demon appeared. We all hit the ground and shot at the demon until it fled. No one suffered a scratch.
Sorry, just want to make sure I'm not dropping frames.
But Vitya didn't get up.
That's all.
His mask, it had cracked open on a brick.
And you left him there to die.
No, Katya, we tried to save him, but it was too late.
No, Vitya.
We buried him there. The wood place. We put white stones on the grave. Let her be.
Yeah, show something we know.
Wow, that's a demon. So scary, just like the real thing.
A demon. Look at it flap its wings. It's attacking. No, that's as it flaps its wings like this when taking off. And my dad saw lots of demons. We're right, Uncle Misha. This is a demon?
Well, it's... Alright, let it be a demon. But there used to be birds like this.
Birds? Are they mean like demons?
No. They were beautiful. Some were big, but smaller than demons. Birds didn't attack people. They would wake you in the morning with their songs. Now, what animal is this one?
Could it be an Osalis? The nose is too big, though. Surge, did your dad tell you about beasts like that?
No. Until
Alright, you kids are cute, but...
even though I even
Oh yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it.
is this a bear?
Based on a book. Very funny.
So, Nikitush, when do we become even fatter? Have you got enough money to last a week?
I got a lot of money. Look at that.
Days, maybe. Then my life is over. It took so long to save up. Oh well, good riddance. At least I had some fun in the end.
What?
Not a
You give up
scratch or
already?
speck of rust.
You can
Guaranteed
still make
negative.
it to Stalkers instead of mere AIDS. Look,
These bullets
I
are
got money
good,
for 3 days.
despite being
Drinks
him.
are on me.
Well, the cases ain't new, but these are well made. Good luck. Come again.
Fish, fresh fish from Venice. Fish, smoked, dried, salted.
Best leather goods, original designs, low prices. Shrooms, great shrooms.
Who is selling weapons? Anybody? Okay. I don't want this thing anymore.
Sure, it is a single-shot gun, but even one blast from it is usually enough. Buy this and gain instant respect. This is one respectable item. It is not exactly known for long reach, but its rate of fire is worth noting. It's a really precise gun, and if you turn it into a carbine, it gets even better. What I like about a shot is that you can basically convert it into a long shotgun with add-on stock and other stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bullets, purchase, exchange, sale.
Good luck, man.
Beef roasting, fresh, tastes like heaven.
Wish you would tell me the ammo type.
Bullets exchange.
Indispensable for self-defense.
Bullets and other stuff. Best prices around, I promise.
Well, happy self-defense.
Ah, a stalker. Man, if you ever need help with, like, carrying something heavy from the surface, we'll be ready to join you in a couple of days. We won't charge much.
These knives, best for taking care of sentries. These will surely make your enemy work up a sweat. Well,
Okay.
good luck. You're
Thanks.
always welcome.
This is great stuff. The best you'll find.
No wonder, the world-famous Bolshoi Theater is right above that station. There are rumors that there are underground passages from its basement into the metro, and that the reason why many of its actors and other staff were able to save themselves on Judgment Day. They found a new Bolshoi down here at the station. It is the theater rumors of which even the farthest corners of the metro. Of which reach even the farthest corners of the metro. And since the habitable world ends where the metro lines end, you could say that the new Bolshoi is also known around the world. Some say it's actually preserved the tradition of its great predecessor. They say that the Earth continues to spin while the Bolshoi still puts on the shows. How I wish to see one of those. Perhaps I finally got my chance? Question mark?
I don't know. It's prohibited.
Well,
Maybe
Artyom,
I'll
I
just
made
get a
all the
drink instead.
arrangements. We can go to the Revolution now. They will let us in through the field.
Can you see the show?
But hey, I won't twist your arm. Just don't come back in 10 minutes when you change your mind. It can be done.
Wait a minute, I gotta think.